Special ballots are ballots that have been cast in advance by people who did not have the ability to go to a polling station to vote themselves. So that would include our great soldiers in Afghanistan that voted by special ballots, where ballots have been sent to them. They mark their ballot in Afghanistan and send them back into Canada, or individuals in nursing homes, senior homes, and in hospitals who simply physically were not able to visit their own polling station and cast their ballot themselves. There are thousands usually of these votes in every riding, and they're usually counted at the end. That doesn't mean that they don't count. They still get counted. They always get counted, but they usually are left for the end and they're counted. And now I imagine all candidates are speculating on the demographics. Who would a soldier count vote for? Who would a senior vote for? So I imagine every candidate has a lot of hopes right now in these ballots, but they count like any other ballot. And again, the message is every single ballot gets counted, and so go out and vote next time.
So as we talk overnight, just after midnight, are they being counted right now?
As you will be going to sleep and your listeners will be sleeping or will have just woken up, odds are that the candidates and their advisors and friends, probably including myself, will not be sleeping the whole night. And our job right now is to make sure that the polling books, when you vote, you will have noticed that there's a person from Elections Canada that crosses you off the list and marks your address. All those polling books will be now secured with a security guard, and all the ballot boxes will be gathered in one spot with a security guard and guarded very, very cautiously overnight, because you know what? Things happen. Things just happen. So we want to make sure that things don't happen. They're guarded overnight. So when tomorrow morning an approved team of counters walks in there, they will be facing the same ballot, the very same thing as we counted tonight, and get them to recount again with a fresh set of eyes, not as tired and not as excited as we are tonight.
It's never over until the Court of Appeal, huh?
You know what? It's not over till it's over, and the interesting part was that I remember when I was demanding a recount, because I saw the ballot and I knew there was a recount. There were some who were criticizing, saying, "Why don't you just accept the law?" Well, one of the reasons why I didn't, because I didn't know, I knew that I didn't lose, but B was the fact that now we have a standard on what constitutes a properly sent ballot based on my recount. The three justices of the Alberta Court of Appeal set a rule in place which is binding on all governments in Canada on what constitutes a properly crossed ballot. And the new rule is this. It's very simple, and it makes a lot of sense. You take a ballot and you pick it up and you look at it, and you right off the bat know whom that person meant to vote for. That's how it counts. Whether they put a happy face beside him, or whether they put an X beside him, or a check mark, or filled in the entire blank, it's obvious whom they chose. If it's not obvious, if you have any questions, if you think you need to look at it a second time and analyze it, disregard this ballot. And that's how it will be counted.
Oh, we're coming over.